Have you noticed that after 40, if you gain weight, it seems to all go to your midsection? Or maybe you're feeling bloated more often than you used to, and you're wondering, what's happening to my body? You've probably heard people, or you've probably heard the term called mental belly, but is that really what's going on? Let's talk about it. But before we do, I want to say welcome if you're new here. And if you have been here for a while, welcome back. It's great to have you. It's your girl, Chelsea C., your fitness and nutrition coach, always doing the most so you don't have to. So, if you're a woman over 40 who's ready to build a stronger body, reclaim your energy, and live your best life, you're in the right place. See, around here, we're not about chasing quick fixes or fighting against aging. We're building strength, confidence, and healthy habits so you can make this chapter your best chapter. So let's dive in. Before we do, let me take this off. I was low key trying to be a little DJ, but I'll talk about that at another time. We got some important issues to talk about right now. So we're going to dive in. See, here's the thing. Not every change in your midsection is caused by hormones. And not every woman experiences hormonal changes the same way. And that's a lot of times what happens uh, when we go to certain practitioners, right? They're like, oh, you're this age, you're having this one symptom. Oh, we're going to put you in this box. So take this or whatever, right? Every woman experiences hormonal changes at different times as well. So, how do you know if your changing midsection could be related to hormones? Today, I'm going to share 5 signs I see in women over 40, and more importantly, sorry, 5 signs that I see in women over 40 that could be caused by hormones, right? And then more importantly, what you can do about them. So let's get together. When I get excited, I just start rambling. So I'm gonna slow down, pause if you need to, and I'm gonna try to make sure this is very clear. So you leave here today with some action steps and know if this is you or not. Okay, so sign number 1, you're craving sugar all the time. See, one of the first things many women notice is constant sugar cravings. This isn't about lack of willpower or just wanting sugar. Hormonal changes, poor sleep, and stress can affect the hormones that influence hunger and cravings. So, when your body is tired, stressed, or running low on energy, it naturally starts looking for quick fuel, and that's sugar. And I did a couple videos, one whole video just on sleep and on stress. So, make sure you watch those, okay? So, that could be one reason if you're feeling like you're craving sugar all the time. A sign, I guess I should say. Number 2, your midsection is definitely changing, even if the scale isn't moving that much. So maybe the number on the scale hasn't changed, but your waistline has. Your clothes don't fit. You're carrying more weight around your stomach than you used to. This happens because as estrogen changes during perimenopause and menopause, many women begin storing more fat around the abdominal area instead of the hips and thighs, right? Because you're usually like, oh, when I gain a little bit, it's the hips and thighs. Now it's going to the stomach, and that's because possibly the estrogen. So at the same time, we naturally lose muscle as we age if we don't actively work to maintain it. That's why it's called a change in body composition. It isn't always about gaining more weight, it's about where your weight and your body weight, where your body stores the fat, right? So it used to be here, now it's here, it's moving. Um, it is what it is. But we can combat that, so don't get too upset about it. I got you. Okay? Let me finish these 3 up. Next, number 3, your moods are all over the place. The mood swings, right? One minute you're fine, next minute you're irritated, then you're emotional, then you're overwhelmed. Mood swings don't cause belly fat, okay? But they can be another clue that your hormones are changing. And when you're emotionally drained, it's much harder to stay consistent with healthy habits, right? So it's like if I'm emotionally drained, I might reach for that cookie, right? Or I already have this stuff planned that I was going to eat, but now none of that even looks good. Okay? So make sure you're paying attention to your patterns and your moods. Number 4, you're constantly stressed. Welcome to the world, right? This is one of the biggest things I see with the women that I coach. We're taking care of everyone else, working, managing a household, helping aging parents, supporting adult kids. And somewhere along the way, we forget to take care of ourselves. See, stress doesn't automatically create belly fat, but chronic stress affects sleep, cravings, energy, and recovery. And it does affect inflammation. And I'll do a whole video on inflammation because that's really important. So, all of that definitely influences your overall health and weight, right? And I said it prior, if you're not sleeping, you're tired, you're craving foods, right? It's all cyclical. It makes sense. It's tied into it, right? We got to be able to look at that and try to figure out where to break the cycle, and then we can actually start getting some things done. All right, last number 5. You're exhausted all day but can't sleep at night. Okay? Does that sound familiar? You're dragging all day. But as soon as your head hits the pillow, your brain decides it's time to replay every conversation you've ever had in the last 10 years, right? Or it wants to make lists. The other night I was Googling something random. It was crazy. Poor sleep is incredibly common during perimenopause and menopause. And when you don't sleep well, everything else feels harder. And that's what I say. It's like, if you don't get that foundation of sleep, you're asked, it's going to be harder to do anything. But if you get some sleep, then you're going to be able to push through. So, what can you do? So, here's the good news there are things you can do. If I had to pick just 2 to focus on, it wouldn't be another diet or spending more hours in the gym, right? Picking up another Pilates class, yoga, high intensity training. Nothing's wrong with those. Those are actually pretty good. Do some of those. But that's not the first thing I would do. I would focus on getting enough quality sleep and managing your stress. And sometimes as I'm doing some of these videos, I feel like a broken record. But like if something is true, it's just true throughout, right? If you can do these 2 things, and there might be different ways we can do them, but if those are the foundation, they're the foundation. And so that's why you might be tired. That's why we're getting the minnow belly. That's why, we can't focus during the day. So if you hear me saying that a lot, and I'm hearing myself say quality sleep, manage your stress, it is just a tried and true. It's true. If you don't believe me, try it, and then you can give me a comment like, I slept 8 hours and I'm managing my stress and I still feel horrible. No one's going to say that. You're not going to say that. Okay. And so I went on a little tangent, but poor sleep and chronic stress can disrupt your hormones, increase cravings, just like I said, affect your energy, and just make it harder to lose weight. And not only make it harder to lose weight, you actually will be gaining weight. When you're consistently running on empty, your body is under stress, and that can make healthy habits seem harder to stick. So that's why I tell my clients not to underestimate the basics, right? Tried and true is tried and true. It's not sexy, it's not cute, it's a human basic need. We need to sleep and we need to not stress as much as possible. So before you do anything else, cleanse, cut more calories, I want you to ask yourself, am I getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep per night? And am I doing something every day to reduce my stress? I know a while back I was feeling stressed, a lot of things, and I kind of sat down one day and I was just like, some of the stress I have no control over, right? It's life, things are happening. But sometimes, like, I'm taking on things I don't need to take on. I'm like, oh, I could say no to this. Oh, I'm going to have to call her and tell her I can't do this job or, I can't do this favor. Like, I started realizing, like, some of the stress I was just putting on myself because I'm just used to doing things, right? Go getter, type A personality, we get things done. And I'm like, I don't need to get that done. So sometimes sit back, journal, take a moment, and think about where are your stressors and where you can cut back. Because you can't expect your body to feel safe enough to change if it's constantly running on stress and exhaustion. Just won't work. Now, don't get me wrong, nutrition and exercise still matter, okay? But making conscious day-to-day choices about what you eat, how you move, and building strength are all important, okay? In fact, strength training is one of the best things you can do after 40 because it helps preserve your muscle, supports your metabolism, and helps you stay strong. And just exercise in general. I know when I do a long walk or do a hard workout, I sleep well. As you know, your body's tired, so you go to sleep. Okay. But if your sleep is poor and your stress is through the roof, you're making the journey so much harder than it has to. So this week, I'm going to challenge you. I want you to choose one thing. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier, take a walk after dinner, practice 5 minutes of deep breathing, read a book instead of scrolling before bed, something that you like to do, a bath. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour if you want. Remember, small changes done consistently lead to big results. So remember, your body is changing. That doesn't mean it's broken, okay? So every healthy choice you make today is helping you build a body that's ready for your next chapter. And if this helped you or you think it can help someone, please subscribe, please comment, get this out. I am here for you all, trying to just make sure that I help women 40 plus live their best lives. And the best way I can do that is give this information. And the information only works if you actually put it into practice. All right, till the next time, it's your girl Chelsea C. You have a good one.